Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Just when you thought you could get us out of your life, the Real Nerds strike back. Welcome to episode 702, where every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Good Fortune, and I have the good fortune of seeing movies every week with my buddy Brad. Brad, how are you today?
I'm all right. That's weird. Came out really weird. I'm all right.
Yeah. We'll also talk about the big movie news of the week, and or what I call nerd news now, and we'll talk about the movies we watched throughout the week. Brad, I made it to the end of the Nightmare on Elm Street saga, and I will share my thoughts. No, but but it is the first time I pretty much watched them back to 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 back.
I've seen them. That's tough to do.
So yeah, I'll share my thoughts on it. But before we do that, Brad, it's a new week. How's everything going, buddy?
You know, we're coming up on Halloween here. My favorite holiday, and I don't really feel like I'm feeling it because I'm just like so wrapped up in like tasks, things to do.
Yeah, it did feel like
Halloween.
It sprung up on me really quick too.
Yeah, I just remember being younger, like not a kid, but like in my 20s, just being like so amped up and just like feeling the vibe of Halloween, and like this year, just like really, I'm just like it's a date at the end of the month. The one cool thing is like driving around Instacarting, I just see a lot of people's decorations, and that gets me like pumped.
Yeah, today I saw one. I went to dinner with my wife it's called Fire on the Mountain. It's on 32nd and like Perry, so it's basically the Highlands area of downtown, or is that considered downtown? It's still in Denver. Anyways, there's this house that was on the corner, and they had to spend hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands, on Halloween decorations, and it looked really cool. They had purple and orange lights, and they had skeletons and witches. It was really cool, and it wasn't overdone. You know what I mean? It all looked really cohesive. So yeah, no, I agree. I finally ended my 19th day of working this week out of 22 days. It just, everything seemed to just come up, and
that's what the job calls for.
Yeah. And
crime doesn't take a day off.
It really doesn't. And then when you're stupid and you pick up shifts to help people, and then, you get to day 19 out of 22 and you're like, fuck this shit. And when you're there, you realize you have tons of paperwork to do, and then you still have to help people. And,
but did you have like 14 days off leading up to that though?
No. I did go to Disneyland. Yes. And I had 10 days off, 11.
Oh,
and yeah. And then I got a fever when I got back, and and so it knocked me out of commission. And now tomorrow is my wife's birthday, and I was supposed to get her a couple presents, and I got her one, and I thought she worked tonight, and I was going to sneak out before we recorded and get her something else. But then I didn't read her schedule that we share on Apple Calendar together. And I was like, fuck. And
You're in trouble.
yeah, so hopefully tomorrow she's going to take Kellen to the doctor and walk our dog. So I'm going to run out and get her flowers to go with her present so I don't look like a total ass. But I blame her really because she's not working tonight. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, it's always her fault.
Yeah.
Not yours.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Brad, do you recommend Good Fortune?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not a laugh out loud romp that I think maybe I was expecting. I don't know if I was expecting it, but it feels like that's what I could have expected from the movie. But it just feels like a night, like a sweet, like dissection of the current economic forces we're living under, and with a couple like chuckles thrown in.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's a nice movie. I think Keanu Reeves is really good in it. As kind of the naive angel, I think is really fun. And you're right. It's actually kind of a nice distraction for where we're at right now. Because it's kind of a safe movie, and it definitely goes there's some, little twist in it, but nothing that when you watch it, you go, I cannot believe it went that way.
Yeah. A lot of wishful thinking.
Yeah. Here's a trailer for Good Fortune.
Martha,
Yes, Gabriel.
is there any way I can have more meaningful duties? I want to guide people. I want to change their lives.
To save a lost soul, you have to find a lost soul.
Hey, Arch, don't forget your pee bottle, bro.
A lost soul. Arch, I'm an angel. My name is Gabriel. I'm here to save you.
What? Who the fuck are you? How do you know my name?
I'm normally only in charge of saving people from texting and driving.
Wait, you're telling me I have a budget guardian angel?
Kinda.
Do you know that guy who's got the long hair, kind of tall?
Oh, yeah, Gabriel. He's an angel.
He's fucking hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit on his face.
That will really confuse him.
Aziz Ansari stars, writes, and directs Good Fortune, where he plays a guy kind of like you, Brad. He's doing food delivery.
Yeah, Arch. He's a door dashing, freelancing,
and he
whatever.
he wants to be making movies. Man,
Yeah.
was this a little too real for you?
It was too real. That's why I couldn't handle it.
It's too real, man. You haven't seen the shit I've seen.
That's why I couldn't laugh.
He's just trying to get by, and he's struggling with, telling his dad that he lives out of his car now, and he has really no prospects to get out of the hole he's in. And then one day he does. They call him task sergeants in the movie. I don't know what it's called in real life, but
It's based on TaskRabbit.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically, you hire someone to do stuff for you, and he ends up organizing a garage for a guy named Jeff, who is basically just an investor. And
His name's Jeff.
It is Jeff. He becomes his assistant, and while he becomes his assistant, we also meet Elena, played by. I love Keke Palmer. I'm always really drawn to her. I think she's a very charismatic, no matter what she does. And they kind of start this, maybe they're going to date. In the meantime, we also meet Keanu Reeves as Gabriel, who is an angel who stops people from getting in accidents when they're texting and driving.
Very specific assignments, yeah.
Yeah. And he wants something more. So he kind of goes against Martha, played by also Sandra Oh, who's also great. A lot of great actors in this movie. That he's going to kind of do It's a Wonderful Life Christmas Carol, this is what happens when your life is not around, or if your life is different. And I love so he switches Jeff and Arj's. It's like a body swap where Arj now has Jeff's life and he has all the memories and Jeff doesn't, and he has to learn that maybe being rich isn't all that it's cracked up to be. And there's a great moment where Keanu's is talking to Martha and he said, yeah, I just thought that if he saw all this wealth and stuff, that money wouldn't buy happiness. And well, it turns out it does.
It solved a lot of his problems, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So Arj doesn't want to give the life back. Gabriel further complicates things by giving Jeff his memories back. And so there's all these, rules, quote unquote, for them to switch back to how they want to be. And I never got that Arj really wanted to ever go back to where he was at. And
well, yeah,
I guess
he goes out of his way to stop it.
Yeah. Until, the end where he kind of realizes that just because he doesn't have anything doesn't mean he's doesn't have anything.
Well, he wants to die at one point, and that's really why Gabriel steps in, and he thinks Arj is on the verge of killing himself. So he's like, I gotta intervene. But then, once Arj has the life and doesn't want to give it up, like the rules are, he has to want to give it up. Like, I can't just take it back from him.
Yeah.
So that's where Jeff's frustration is like that. Like, you did this. Those are the rules. And like, now I have to just wait it out. And then when he gets into the coma, like, or he fakes the coma part, like,
yeah,
that was just like a fun way to like just push Jeff even further.
Yeah. Cause even at the end of the day, Jeff isn't really a bad guy. He's just fortunate, and he did kind of lose touch with not having money. And you could see the setup where he was going to use the company credit card on the date, and I
like how Jeff isn't like the typical smug like I'm so driven billionaire type guy. He's like, he seems pretty normal. He just has a lot of money. And spends it poorly.
Yeah, and he just doesn't know any better. Yeah. And when he kind of gets a taste of it, he says, oh, this is how the other people live. And it is fascinating. And, you see Keke Palmer's Elena, try to
form a union
and how tough it is. And when people are against you, and it inspires Arj when he eventually does come back, that there's better ways to live your life. And, it's
that's what I was going to say. Like it is kind of Jeff's fault to begin with, because he did, he did convince him to he did convince Arj to take his girl to like that steakhouse.
Yeah.
And he didn't really explain to him like how expensive it would be. So, but yeah, to fire him over that one charge, like if he didn't get the money back, sure. But like,
yeah. And that's where he lost touch with.
Yeah. A little too strict.
Yeah. Because one, Arj shouldn't have done it.
Right.
And $300 is a lot of money, but is it a lot of money to Jeff?
Right.
And especially when
Jeff, who said you should spend that much money on her. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you built up that, Jeff likes him and he's likable. And that's maybe why Jeff burns through assistants. I mean, we don't know why he didn't have an assistant, but that's his really character flaws. He doesn't understand what it is to be normal. And, he kind of takes for granted how much money he has.
It seems like Arch actually, at the dinner just called him and said like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? This dinner's $300. Like, what am I supposed to do?" Ask permission first, but still.
And it's like I said, I really like Keanu Reeves in this. I like how naive he was.
Yeah, he's like this lost puppy.
Yeah, and he kind of I think he's actually has the best delivery of lines in it.
Oh yeah.
And it was really I love too when he goes out with Felipe and his wife and he realizes that, hey, all these people have 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And he doesn't understand how being a dishwasher isn't enough for him to live. I think is really fascinating. And when he goes out to the dancing and stuff, he learns that, yeah, money is important and you need it to be happy, but it doesn't make you happy. I think it says a lot, but the yin and yang of the two arguments is you have to work 3 jobs just to support yourself, which is ridiculous, but you don't need the money to be happy in your life. I really like the character of Felipe too. They have a really great interaction when he's down and he's drinking, and Felipe tells him, he says, come dancing and you'll see it'll be okay. I know I really like those moments.
Yeah. It's a good. It's just a nice movie. But yeah,
it is.
There's nothing that's like so hilarious like a.
Yeah, even Aziz Ansari, he's really toned down in it, because I obviously know him really well from Parks and Rec and everything else where he's kind of over the top and silly. And this, it fits the role, obviously. It's not as silly as he normally is. I liked it.
Yeah.
Hey, Corinne sent us something this week as well.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I typically tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. But this week, I instead want to talk about the latest Star Wars news and just kind of discuss a little bit about where I think the franchise is as a whole right now. Because I personally don't think it's in a very good place. So if you missed all the news, basically in an interview about his upcoming movie, Adam Driver revealed that he and Steven Soderbergh, who I guess is the director of Ocean's 11, among other movies, that the two of them had been working on a project called The Hunt for Ben Solo for at least 2 years, and that they pitched it to Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm loved it. I guess the script was complete, and, they had like all these, at least like the basic people on board. Like I said, they had the director, they had the screenwriter, and then of course, Adam Driver was on board to return as Ben Solo for the movie. And then they pitched it to Bob Iger and the other Disney executives, and they shot it down because reportedly Bob Iger said that he didn't see how Ben Solo was alive. Which, again, it's like, that's kind of what the whole point of the movie was about, but okay. So this, I think it got announced on Monday with I want to say it was an Associated Press article, and then, of course, a lot of other media outlets picked up the story, and it basically just blew up. At least on Twitter. I know other social media outlets and timelines also just kind of blew up about it. YouTube, there were a lot of podcasts and stuff that released about it. But from what I've seen, I think that the majority of Star Wars fans across different aspects of the fandom are on board. They're like, we would want this movie because Ben Solo was one of the few characters, maybe even the only character from the sequel trilogy that pretty much everybody got behind. People liked Adam Driver. They liked his performance as that character. And a lot of people were upset when he died at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. So for him to come back, a lot of people were excited about that prospect and didn't think he was like really dead or, that he might be stuck in the world between worlds or something. But yeah, so from what I've seen, from the bearded dude bros to the, the Reylos, a lot of people are excited about this. And of course, a lot of people think that Adam Driver is pulling that kind of Ryan Reynolds move where he's telling people about it now because he wants to get hype for it as, basically rally the troops and pressure Disney to get this movie up and running. A few other things came out, but that was kind of the big news. And so I figured we should probably look at where Star Wars is as a whole right now, because I think the franchise is not in a good place. For the first time in a long time, we actually have new movies coming out. Mandalorian and Grogu is set to release next year. I want to say like April, May, something around there. And then we have Starfighter. I can't remember if that's late 2026 or early 2027. But, you know, we actually have like production photos. So we know that that one is in the work like for a long time. Star Wars and even Disney as a whole was definitely in this boy who cried wolf sort of phase of like announcing projects and then quietly canceling them or just sweeping them under the rug. You know, like Rian Johnson, Taika Waititi, Benioff and Weiss, like all these, Patty Jenkins, all these different directors or creatives were signed on to do projects, to do Star Wars projects, and then they just kind of fell by the wayside. And like the Rey movie is another good example. It's like that has been in the works for years, and it's like, okay, they have a cast, or at least they have like the star, they have a director announced, but that's it. You know, we haven't really had a lot of movement on the Rey movie. And of course there are some people speculating like, oh, what if it was supposed to tie into the Hunt for Ben Solo? And of course that got canceled. So then they had to pivot. They had to find a different storyline for Rey. But yeah, overall, I think people are really frustrated with, and not everybody, not all the Star Wars fans, but I think a lot of them are frustrated with where the franchise is right now. Especially in terms of the movies, because it's like we haven't had a Star Wars movie in theaters since 2019 with The Rise of Skywalker, and now it's coming back with The Mandalorian and Grogu, which I think a lot of people think that show, that franchise, that aspect of the franchise has overstayed its welcome. My guess is that Disney is really trying to play things safe because The Last Jedi, while it turned a profit, was incredibly divisive. Then Solo bombed, or at least lost them money. And then The Rise of Skywalker did turn a small profit, but it was also incredibly divisive and not well received by a lot of fans. Again, partly because Ben Solo dies at the very end. So, but yeah, it's just like, really, you're coming back with, you know, this movie franchise has been, quote, dead for 5-6 years, and you're coming back. No, I guess it'll be 7 years. 7 years between The Rise of Skywalker and Mandalorian and Grogu. And based on what the first trailer looked like, it wasn't really cinematic. It wasn't really impressive. There doesn't seem to be much of a plot, which, I mean, I know it's a teaser trailer, so I'm sure they're saving some reveals for later trailers, you know, as we get closer to the movie, but part of me does wonder if this is going to be some kind of like Atlantis the Lost Empire sort of thing where basically it's just 3 or 4 episodes of a TV show strung together as a movie. Yeah, I'll probably go see it, but I don't really have like high hopes for it. But I really feel like Disney is shooting themselves in the foot with the Star Wars franchise right now. You know, for so long they were just pumping out stuff, pumping out new shows, animated and live action, and I think it may have oversaturated people because now we're getting to the point where there's not a lot of stuff coming out. You know, we got the 2 new movies, but on the TV front, we have Ahsoka Season 2. That's the only live action show that's coming out. And then Maul Shadow Lord is like the only new animated show that's on the horizon. I mean, they might do additional seasons of like Star Wars Visions or Young Jedi Adventures or something, but as far as the animated shows, I think that's the only new one that's coming out, and it's next year. Personally, I'm not invested in Maul at all, so I don't care. And also, I personally think that this time period between episodes 3 and 4, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, is getting to be a little old. Like, we've had so many shows, both animated and live action, in this time period. And admittedly, it is an interesting time period, but it's like 19 years. We don't have a lot of shows set like before The Phantom Menace. We'd basically just have The Acolyte and I guess Young Jedi Adventures technically.
we don't have a lot of shows set in the sequel trilogy era, either slightly before, during, or after it. Like, I know we have the Mandoverse that's set, but that's set like 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, so but yeah, I really feel like in Maul, I think personally, I don't mind him. I think he's actually pretty good in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, but I don't care about the rest of his story. And especially, he's getting his own show while he's ruling this crime syndicate. It's like, so your main character is going to be a former Sith and a crime lord. Why do I root for him? I'm wondering if they're going to introduce like an antagonist who's basically going to be like a good guy, you know, like maybe a Jedi on the run or something, or maybe Asajj Ventress, since they resurrected her, that maybe they would be like the kind of Maul's like antagonist, like this force for good while Maul is doing all these evil things. Like, that's the only way I could really see it working, because if you're telling me Maul is supposed to be the person we're rooting for, like, I'm out. So, but again, I'm not really interested in the first place, so I guess I'm mildly curious to see what they do with it, but I really don't care. But it's just really frustrating, the Star Wars franchise right now, because it's gotten to the point where, especially in the shows, live action and animated, they resurrect characters constantly. And not only do they bring them back from the dead, it's like, they exploded, but then, actually, no, they didn't get fully blown up, like, they didn't die. They just get robot limbs or something. And then we also have characters like Reva and Obi-Wan Kenobi who survive mortal wounds and don't die. So, yeah, it's a frustrating place right now. So it's like, you'll resurrect all these other characters, or you'll give them plot armor so they don't die from their, what would be mortal wounds. But no, we can't resurrect Ben Solo, even though there were things in The Rise of Skywalker that kind of hinted that there was something weird going on, because like Leia died, but her body didn't disappear until Ben died. So it's like, why wouldn't her body have disappeared right away like his did, or like Luke's did, or Yoda's, or any of these other people? It's like, why did it? I mean, it was probably several hours, right, between when Leia dies and when Ben dies. So it's like, why did her body wait to disappear like that? So again, there's kind of hints that there was something weird going on. And also the whole dyad thing. It's like, you're telling me half of the dyad can exist without the other? Okay, whatever. But yeah, I really think Disney is just shooting themselves in the foot as a franchise, or with the Star Wars franchise, because it's just not. I really think that the books and the comics are the best part of the franchise right now, because from what I've heard, the High Republic novels were really well received. There are a lot of different comic runs going on right now that have been well liked. So, but yeah, the movies, I don't know. I think it's kind of a mixed reaction on the movies. The shows, I think some people are excited for Ahsoka season 2, but others are kind of like, didn't like season 1 at all. And then Maul, Shadow Lord, I think, you'll get some Clone Wars type fans to watch it, but I don't know, the broader Star Wars audience. A lot of people, like my parents or my sisters, they don't watch the animated shows at all, so they don't care. Yeah, they mostly, live action stuff is kind of like the real Star Wars to them, which is unfortunate, but that's where we are. So, sorry to ramble, but I just wanted to share my thoughts because it's such a big piece of news. I really hope that Disney realizes like how much people want this Hunt for Ben Solo movie, and they resurrect the project, but I'm not holding my breath on it. I mean, if we know anything about Bob Iger and Disney, it's like they're only going to do the safe thing, and they'll probably end up losing money because they make it so sterilized and clean and kind of this movie by committee, like, oh, we got to check all the boxes, and they'll suck all the creativity out of it and suck all the fun out of it. And yeah, much like The Rise of Skywalker was, trying to please everyone, and they end up pleasing no one. So, cool. I'll talk to you guys next time about something. Until then, Keep it real, nerds. Bye.
Oh, Corinne, and your Showtime. I do got to make her watch Evil Dead or something. That's my next one. She did watch Leprechaun for the 700th, and I was shocked to learn that it was probably the least, or one of the ones that wasn't the worst.
I know, my Enter the Void really, like...
Dude, honestly, I love that she got that one. If anybody had to get it and probably shouldn't have gotten it, it was definitely Corinne.
Yeah, that was meant for you, and you totally like dodged the bullet.
I totally
and she
dodged
took it
the bullet.
you.
Yeah, because Hallucinations was horrible, but it was less than an hour. So
yeah. I've still only seen it that one time at the Sea Film Center, and that was like 17 years ago. So, yeah, I can't imagine.
It's just funny that she got it.
Yeah,
I don't
not the
know
right
what
person
to
for that
say.
movie.
Yeah. This is the big nerd news of the week.
It's real news.
It just dropped today, Brad, that Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz will be returning for a fourth Mummy movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, as long as they make it fun, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I don't remember the third one being fun.
No, it's not.
But yeah, there's a huge nostalgia for this franchise that I didn't see.
And it seems like it's picked up. I think after Brendan Fraser kind of did a career revival with, The Whale and a couple other things he's been in, I think people want to see him kind of make a comeback because he seems like a genuinely nice guy. And I want them just to make it like the first one where it was the Mummy mixed with Indiana Jones a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it an adventure movie.
Well, that's my concern is people should be careful. A fourth Mummy movie could be a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It's not that. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is not that bad of a movie.
It's not bad for me, but if you've ever read the internet, people fucking hate that movie.
I know they totally hate it. But I even watched the recent Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I think it's fun too.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's fun.
I didn't know Indy was such a fan of that time period. He never said anything about it before.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about Indiana Jones.
It's like, but you don't know about Indiana Jones.
Maybe we both don't know a lot about Indiana Jones.
Maybe nobody does.
Maybe he's the mystery.
Maybe he doesn't even exist.
I know. I in one of my memories on Facebook, I posted when we were doing Film Explosion 89. I don't know why it came up recently, but it was when Sean Connery passed. Sorry, and I did the banter between him and Harrison Ford when they're talking about the next man for the The Last Crusade. And Sean Connery says, 2 ships that pass at night. It's great. Yeah. Anyways, I love Indiana Jones. He's awesome. We watch movies throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, I'm going to take the reins first this time.
Oh,
I always give it to you. So fuck you today. Fuck you.
Well, same to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fuck me. Yeah. So I got the Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook 4K.
Every week you rub this in. I
know because I want to, but I will say they all look really great in 4K. I like that.
God, I know.
I've said this a lot recently, but it's a lot of companies have realized that making them digitally really clean isn't a cool way to go, but make them look how they're supposed to as a film and just more detail and color because there's more resolution and more memory. And so they did that, which is great. I still really love the first film. I think that it's a cool setup. And I think that because you really don't know a lot about Freddy, it makes it interesting. And how he gets his powers, how he can kill people in their dreams and they die in the real world, I think is kind of cool. The second one deals with bullying, and it's a possession movie. And I don't know why Freddy targets this one kid, but he does. The third one is people able to fight back at Freddy in their dreams, called the Dream Warriors. The fourth one is the Dream Master, and I don't remember that. I literally watched these like 5 days ago, and I don't remember. And the fifth one is, the premise is cool. It's called The Dream Child, where Freddy is in the nightmares of a child that's in the womb of a woman carrying it, which I thought was an interesting setup. Doesn't mean the movie worked, but then Freddy's Dead is, I don't know what it's supposed to be. It doesn't make any sense, really. And then I love Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I think it's ahead of its time. I think the premise is brilliant about the movie within the movie, where it's all the real actors. And now Freddy is an actual demon that's manifesting in the real world, and it manifests in the visage of Freddy Krueger. I think is really cool. And he terrorizes Heather Langenkamp as Heather Langenkamp. I think it's really cool. And there's Wes Craven is really great in that movie. So too is Robert Englund. It might be my favorite of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. In fact, I'll probably say it is.
That highway chase, though, what was that?
I know, it's silly, but
it's like a producer stepped in and it's like, dude, we gotta like put something in here. Yeah, we've had like a bunch of dialogue of people talking, and then this one lady got pulled to the top of the ceiling and thrown around the hospital, and then but like, isn't the ending enough? Like the Demon Land or whatever. Yeah, the highway thing is just like so odd.
Yeah, and as I watched them, Brad, I was actually really surprised about how bad the acting is throughout them.
Oof, yeah.
It seems, I'm a Friday the 13th fan, but the acting in Friday the 13th is way better. And when I watch these, it's almost.
Well, to be fair, like a bunch of the Fridays are just like, hey, just be a kid at camp.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But I mean, I get it. There's Friday the 13th fans, there's Nightmare on Elm Street fans. But as I watch it, I go, man, why are these so much more popular? You know what I mean? At the time. And I can't get it. I guess maybe because they spent so much time on the effects and the setup that they didn't leave enough time for the actors to be actors.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's, I don't know. There's some moments that are great. I think Nightmare 3 is pretty good, but then there's also some moments where the acting is so bad in it, and it kind of takes you out of the terror. And I love the Freddy puppet where he pulls that dude's veins out and makes him like a marionette.
Yeah,
that stuff's cool. But then you get to Dream Master, and they just, I don't know, they lost. They got lost along the way, and they kept messing with the mythology and what his motivation was.
Yeah, I think it's just because Freddy just became such a charismatic character that it's like the Captain Jack Sparrow thing,
Oh, that's a good parallel, yeah.
Yeah, he was good as like this ethereal villain that like shows up once in a while, but then they made like, we got to have Freddy like hear all the like quipping all the time, like.
Yeah,
and try to have like some kind of like comedic element to like his kills.
Where he works so much better.
Freddy's Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Freddy's Dead. I don't know
the
what
whole video
game
thing.
With it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when Freddy's Dead really loses it for me is where he's dressed up as the Wicked Witch of the West, and he says, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too." It's just unnecessary. And then I don't know what Rachel
Talalay.
Thank you. I couldn't remember her last name. What she's trying to do in it, because the tone is all over the place. And so they send kids to this psych ward, and the psych ward is grimy and dirty and has like graffiti all over it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this fucking world?
It's the inner city psych ward, dude, in 1991.
Yeah, it's just, and some of the effects work, but the 3D is really bad. The little Freddy head demon sperm things that go around and go, well, we'll get you. It's, basically Sam Raimi from Evil Dead, but not as fun. I don't know the appeal of the series. I mean, I had fun watching them, but I think Friday the 13th are more fun, and I think Jason's a cooler villain. Um, yeah, that's just my take on them.
Yeah, maybe if they spend more time on them, like I'm kind of nostalgic for that era where they would pump these out like a new
Yeah.
one each year. But yeah, maybe they'd be better if they didn't pump them out year after year.
I don't know. I think just I was just my biggest takeaway was, I mean, there's still some creative things, and there's usually a moment in each of the films that I enjoy, but the acting really stood out to me this last time watching. I go, man, I think it's because I literally watched them back to back to back to back to back with no break, or watching other movies with them.
Yeah.
I go, man, this is just bad.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's probably like, okay, we have this general idea of what Freddy's gonna do, and then we have all these set pieces, and then we gotta have a protagonist, and like you never really explore because Heather, it's her journey in the first one. That's why it's good. But the other ones are just like, okay, we have like knockoffs of Heather, but we don't really get to know any of them. They're just fodder.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah,
no one's here for them. They're here for Freddy. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best way to say it, because I think in the second movie is when he starts getting top billing, or maybe it's the third, one of the two, where it literally says Robert Englund in A Nightmare on Elm Street, which he deserves. I'm not saying he doesn't. It's just I think maybe that's where they got hurt. And your Jack Sparrow analogy is spot on. And the last thing I watched this week, again, this might make people mad, but my wife was bugging me to watch a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Or Rocky Horror Picture Show, and every time I watch it, I've seen it 3 or 4 times, I just don't get it. I don't understand why people love it.
Have you been to a live version of it?
I have not.
Yeah,
but even then, I mean, you'd still.
No, if I watched that movie on my own without anything else, I would probably be like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Yeah, and Tim Curry is incredible in it. I mean, he sings, he dances, he's funny. But the rest of the movie, I just go, this is
what is this even about?
Yeah, it's just dumb. And my wife is trying to teach my son the time warp again, or whatever the fuck it is. And Kellen's not having any part of it. He's looking at me saying, "Am I really have to do this, Dad?" And I said, "I don't know, son." I mean, we're having this internal dialogue while we're looking at each other, because my wife is super excited. But at the Esquire, I mean, it showed once a month, right?
Yeah.
And
like
they're always
years.
Pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
So
they do it at the Sea Film Center now, and it's I think it was like 80% sold when I was there.
Dude, that's crazy to me. I still just don't get it. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I don't hate it. But as I watch it, I go, man, this is 50 years old. It's taken on a life of its own. It's very highly reviewed on, I think it's 4.2 on Letterboxd, or 4.0. It's high on IMDb. And I think it sailed past me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it came before my time. I don't know.
Well, I think the following has a lot to do with the queer representation. Like, it's a safe space for a lot of people to like feel
sure
seen, right? And so I think it's one of the few places that does that.
Well,
so
yeah, because I mean, I guess Dr. Frankenfurter. I mean, I guess he is an icon in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're probably right. Again, it's not a bad movie. There's times when I'm entertained in it, but I think it just, I don't know. It's just not my jam.
It's not a movie you watch for logic.
Yeah.
It's when you just like listen to fun music and sit back and just like.
Yeah. And I mean, some of it's really shot really well. Where Susan Sarandon is, Frankfurter comes into her bedroom, and I think it's shot really cool. It's like the pink and through the drapes and stuff. I mean, it looks really cool. I don't know. I guess I like my musicals more like The Sound of Music. That's all I can say. What'd you watch this week, Brad?
A bunch of different things. I'm crushing you on the spooky season, obviously.
I know. I think I only watched like 30 something this year. Fucking joke.
The Regal had a different horror movie every day. So one of them I saw was Demon Knight from Tales of the Crypt.
That's a fun movie.
Never seen that before. Yeah, it's fun and weird. But it definitely has that like Sci-Fi Channel movie vibe to it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I always like the Crypt Keeper.
yeah, that's always fun to.
Yeah,
it's like a fun character to watch. I also watched a bunch of the. I found the Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 on Tubi, and those are both basically the same movie. Where Pamela Springsteen, Bruce Springsteen's sister, plays Angela. She just like casually kills everybody.
Yeah,
and gets away with it.
They're okay.
No, they're bad. They're really bad.
I don't know, really bad. They're okay.
Like, all due respect to Jonathan Tiersten, Sleepaway Camp is bad, but 2 and 3 are like worse than that. But the main thing I saw that was really awesome, also really bad, was Cruel Jaws.
Oh, that's the Italian ripoff, right?
The Italian ripoff of the fifth Jaws movie.
So it's canon, so it's the next part?
Some people consider, it's the fifth. Because it borrows footage from, outright steals footage from, all the shark footage in the movie is from other movies, including Jaws.
Really?
And the music is some of the music is from is the Imperial March, I think. No, the Rebellion finale music. I forget the actual piece name, but yeah, it's from Star Wars. It's Star Wars music.
Oh.
So that's just stolen and used in the movie. It's basically the same plot as the first one. There's a shark attacking this town, and or I guess like a SeaWorld basically.
Oh, so it's part 3. Okay.
Yeah, the town and SeaWorld, and the mayor of the town doesn't want any trouble for their 4th of July thing, so he pretends there isn't a problem. And then the people who run the SeaWorld are like, no, we should take care of this. There's a shark out there that we need to handle, but the mayor is involved with the mob, and so like they want the thing to go, like he can't just shut it down because like the mob will kill him for the loss of revenue, I guess. And
that's still one of my favorite jokes from Ghostbusters 2018 is when they tell him not to be the mayor from Jaws.
Yeah.
I love that joke. Anyways.
And it's the acting and dialogue is terrible, and some people die, and none of the characters really care about it too much, and they move on really quickly. Obviously effects are terrible. One dude looks like Hulk Hogan. It's crazy, but tons of fun to watch because it's so bad. It's like up there with The Room and Miami Connection.
Oh shit,
Ninja. Yeah, it's great. It is super long though. Like you're like, I can't believe this is this long. And it's from 1995, and you'll think you're watching a movie from the 80s.
Always a good sign.
Yeah. And the last thing I watched, which I know I'll forget to say next week, but I watched The Creature from the Black Lagoon for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And the cool thing is Regal had it in 3D.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, a 1954 movie in 3D, modern 3D. When the creature's like swimming around under the water and like all the seaweed and stuff, looks amazing in 3D.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like there's all these floaties and things. Like,
damn, if I would have known that, I would definitely would have gone and saw that.
Yeah, it was so cool. The movie, it is what it is. It's just like a bunch of people go on a boat in the lagoon, and the creature just keeps attacking them.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool for what it is, and the creature design is really cool.
Yeah.
It's a 1950s horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, with The Shape of Water, I was like, oh, maybe there was like something deeper here. But yeah, Del Toro figured that out. It did not come from this movie. The creature's like really into what's her name, and like that's about it.
Yep,
that's it for the connection between those two movies. He definitely.
How many times his hand shows up to grab something?
Oh yeah, that recycled footage. Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of the movie is recycled footage. Like a lot of him swimming around is recycled footage. It's like I've seen this exact angle of him swimming through the seaweed. Thanks.
Yeah, where he like does a corkscrew. Yeah.
Yeah. But it looked amazing in 3D.
Oh, man, that's awesome. What a cool experience.
Yeah. That's it for me.
Awesome. Next week, Brad, we have a trifecta of horror films. We are seeing Black Phone 2, Borgonia, and Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Is that the actual title, or is it just Frankenstein? I don't know.
I think it is, yeah.
So next week will be really fun. We don't think we've ever done a triple feature before, but we decided.
No, we have.
Have we? I don't remember. That's why you keep track of the stats.
Well, technically, your Evil Dead trilogy in episode 14 is 3.
Yeah.
Oh, we did 4.
Did we really?
In episode 31, we did Sherlock Holmes, Warhorse, The Artist, and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, that's right. Christmas used to be a big release calendar thing.
Yeah. In episode 41, we did 21 Jump Street, Jeff Lives at Home, and Casa de Mi Padre.
Definitely before we all had families.
Yeah. Episode 123, we did Escape Plan, Captain Phillips, and Escape from Tomorrowland.
Wow.
Wouldn't that just be Tomb Raider? Oh, yeah, because Escape Plan, they were in a Tomb Raider. We're rating it. Yeah. I'm so clever with the titles.
You so are.
Gosh. Episode 192, Focus, What We Do in the Shadows, 50 Shades of Grey.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done it a lot of times, really.
Good for us.
Green Room, Darkness, Belladonna of Sadness. That was an obscure one. The Conjuring 2, Popstar, Warcraft. That was a 3-fer. Recently, though, not really.
Yeah, definitely not recent. Well, yeah, so stay tuned for that. We're closing out spooky season with a bang.
Yeah. We love Halloween.
Hell
I
yeah.
really haven't enjoyed it as much as I could have.
But we will at the theaters.
Also, we need to get rolling on Film Explosion 2015 redo.
I know, we got to do that. And then also, we will have a Dick Van Dyke 100th anniversary celebration, which you pointed out to me. Fathom Events is doing it as well. So we will lump that all together, which will be really fun.
Would that qualify as a week's movie?
Why wouldn't it? We're going to a movie theater, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I watched Hamilton. That's like a TV movie.
Where we'll, I don't know if we're going to do how many top 10 episodes. I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, we probably should. There's like 300 episodes of Dick Van Dyke or 200 and something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be all one episode. So we have a couple special episodes coming up. And Film Explosion 2025 is in,
January.
Yeah, a couple months. So got to get those movies out of the way.
And I think we promised people a Ninja Turtles podcast, but
yeah, that is going to happen. I have watched 5 episodes and have taken notes on all of them.
Yeah.
So, we will. That's not going away, Brad.
Yeah. But who knows what's going to happen, because we really need to get our shit together on just weekly episodes.
Yeah. And once we get that together and they're posted weekly and we're back on schedule, then we're good to go.
If we wait 2 years, it'll be the 30th anniversary of the 40th anniversary of in 2027, it'll be the 40th anniversary of the Turtles cartoon show.
Wow. Well, by then we should make sure we have them all up and ready to go.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Yeah, let's get 2026. It's our year.
Hell yeah. So until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
A real nerd knows who shot a real nerd can follow the plot and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @RealNerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!